Men pride themselves on taking the long view. We always consider the ongoing ramifications of our actions, like wearing a suit and tie. As soon as you do it once, everybody expects you to make it a habit. Same thing goes with getting out of bed early or eating bean sprouts or being polite to relatives. We're very careful about making any changes that are ultimately not in our best interest. It's not smart or correct, but it's one of the things that makes us what we are. In today's show, Bill is going to humiliate everybody from Scotland. I, on the other hand, am going to take some old junk and make a heart-lung machine. Glenn Braxton is going to use me as a tractor. And Harold and I are going to try and have some quiet time, but he keeps talking.
And now, here he is, the hot pizza pie of television, the man who delivers in 30 minutes, and it's free, my uncle, Red Green!
Thank you. And here's the reason it's free. The guy they call Hold the Anchovies, my nephew Harold. And now here's something that isn't free. The vacant lot next door is up for sale again. $30,000. Of course, the yammering all starts up about whether or not we should buy it.
Oh, why do we want to buy that eyesore? It's just a bunch of junky cars, old fridges, bald tires, empty barrels. What a dump.
Oh, that's a recycling center there, Harold. We need to get access to all those old refrigerator compressors and rusted-out drivetrains to work on our special projects.
Well, what gives you the right to, trespass on someone else's property and steal all their abandoned junk?
We're the ones who abandoned it there, Harold. That's kind of like our storage locker. We don't have the stuff there. It's going to be in your bedroom.
I think buying a lot's a great idea.
Yeah.
But where are you going to get $30,000?
I'm not worried about the $30,000, Harold. It's the $2,000 down.
It is physically impossible to drink a 5-gallon pail full of water while lying down.
Oh, me and the wife were getting a divorce. It wasn't adultery that set us off course, but keeping it together was too much of a strain. When we tried to put up a new tent in the rain. So she finally ran off with the cooler, and I yelled and I cried. For the rest of our possessions, we'll just have to let the courts decide. We'll have no problem reaching a settlement, and we're sure not gonna fight over who gets to keep the GD tent. Okay, it's Thursday night, and that means meatloaf and mashed potatoes. You go through the back door and your nose goes on red alert. 2 words flash through your mind. New recipe. When you see it lying there on your plate, you just know you're not going to like it.
Too many vegetables, too much rice, and a quick visual scan reveals very little evidence of a meat-like product.
So what do? She's going to tell you that's healthy eating, and then she's going to ask the big one. You like it?
Now, chances are rice is a key ingredient in this new recipe. Now, this is to your advantage. Tell her about your dark past. Tell her that eating rice brings back bad memories of Vietnam. Post-traumatic shock.
Or do it again. Get up from the table and bolt into the bathroom, stay there for 2 hours, tell your wife you're not feeling good, and go straight to bed.
Yeah, it's early. Yes, you're hungry, but you won't have to eat anything foreign.
Then next Thursday, make sure you get home early.
Make sure you're in the kitchen.
You make the meatloaf and mashed potatoes.
And with any luck, it'll be a disaster of such biblical proportions, she'll spend 2 hours in the bathroom not feeling well and going to bed early.
And then next Thursday, she'll go back to making meatloaf and mashed potatoes the same old way, just to show you up. You know, with this lot being up for sale next door, I thought I'd use Handyman Corner to prove a point about the value of having an available parts supply for our various projects. For example, this might just look like a pile of useless crap to, say, your girlfriend or your wife or your mother, but the rest of us know that this is a tremendous source of raw material for anything we wanted to make. There might be a car in here that's never been built before, or maybe some kind of a customized hovercraft, or, hey, let's build something useful. How about a heart lung machine? Huh? The perfect Father's Day gift that keeps on giving. All right, now what you're going to need for that, you got to go through the pile and pick out anything that you could use to suck, pump, compress, or blow. All right, first thing you want to do is lie your patient down inside the freezer. Get his pulse down to around 0, but not too close, so there's no point in going any farther. All right, now you want to take one of these windshield washer units, which becomes the input to take the blood out of the victim, out of the patient, sorry. What you want to do is you want to hook this into whichever one of his orifices gives you the snuggest fit. And then out of the windshield washer pump, you go into your carburetor. All right, and this is where the blood gets mixed with oxygen. Now, if it's a fat guy, you might want to go with a 4-barrel, maybe put a supercharger on there. Another great thing about the carburetor unit is it's an ideal place where you can add medicine directly into the bloodstream, be it cortisone or maybe a medicinal alcohol like vermouth. And then out of the carburetor, you want to go directly into your water pump. And then out of the water pump, you blast the blood back out of one of these rad hoses, back into the patient. It might be hard finding an orifice that side, especially if he's cold. But anyway, you get all that stuff in there. That takes care of that. Now you want to deal with the lung part of the heart-lung machine. Okay, for that, you want to take a funnel like this, duct tape that right all over the patient's face, maybe put some putty in there and make it a real good seal. And then you hook the other end of the garden hose up to one of the taps on the sink, and then that runs into the nozzle, and now you've replaced the nozzle with, well, let's call it a balloon. That's hooked up to another hose, which runs down into a compressor. We haven't hooked that up yet. And what happens is when the compressor starts up, you see, puts air into the balloon, and then that releases back into your patient. Yeah. So, I'll put that all in there, take the hose out, hook her up into our compressor, and as you can see, the whole unit is all driven by a gas lawnmower. So you don't have to worry about electricity cutting out in the middle of open heart surgery, which I would call a setback. Okay, so another thing, you might want to do all your operations outside, because I'll tell you, the gas fumes in one of them small operating theaters. So there, you're all set to go. All you got to do now is wait for the surgeon to say, okay, we're ready for the life support thing to start. But before I do that, I just want to remind you, if women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. All right, getting the word now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin life support. There we go. Choke. Yeah. Hang on. Maybe she's out of gas. No. Stay tuned as the Possum Lodge Highland Games come flashing across the screen, and Harold fishes for the meaning of life with no bait. I wanted to talk to you young folks there in the Generation X, or Y, or whatever it is, anyway. I hear a lot of whining about the fact that you're not baby boomers and maybe you missed out on the 60s, but I think you should hear the real story from someone who was there. The 60s was not all peace and love and understanding, believe me. Yeah, there were some kids who practiced free love, and they went to the free clinic. And some of them tried new stuff, and they had their stomachs pumped. And it's true, the 60s did inspire some real great protest songs. But we also had the Partridge Family and the 1910 Fruit Gum Company. And the women's movement, for the first time, started to get a fair shake on that, but they also got their own cigarette, baby. And yeah, I know, we had 250,000 people show up at Woodstock, but a lot more than that went overseas to fight. So the next time somebody tries to put down your generation and makes you feel bad about missing out on the 60s, just hum back a few bars of yummy, 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 I got love in my tummy. Well, the deed is done. The vacant lot next door is sold.
Good for you. Congratulations.
We didn't buy it, Harold.
I know. Good for you. Congratulations.
Not everybody feels that way. Moose Thompson and Stinky Peterson are screaming at me for not buying the lot when we had the chance. I told them we didn't buy it because nobody else wanted it. Men only buy things that other men want.
This is so exciting. We're going to have new neighbors. Are there any other teenagers? You know, are there any non-males, you know? You know, like, babes?
No idea, Harold. The guy at the land deed office said it was bought by a numbered company. That scares me a little. Because when a numbered company buys a property, it usually means it's land developers or Baptists.
Well, you know what we should do? We should act like the welcome wagon. You know, we'll take them over a gift and we'll welcome them to Possum Lake.
Yeah, all right. There's a bean casserole down in the boathouse fridge. That'd be perfect.
That's not a bean casserole. That's a pail of fish bait.
Well, if they're real fishermen, they'll know that, and if they're not, they shouldn't be here.
What you were watching could have value someday. Could be a while.
We're losing them. Well, as most of you know, we're at Braxton's Marina with the owner, Glenn Braxton. He's got this week's boating tip for us.
I'll tell you what, folks, you got to take care of your health. You know, once that ship sails, she doesn't come back. I found that out after 2 heart attacks.
Is that your boating tip, Glenn?
No, that's a little life lesson, right?
All right.
Yeah, today's boating tip will be how to properly move a boat on a trailer. That's what we're going to be doing.
All right.
So, Red, maybe you could swing your leg over the tongue there?
Well, don't you have a machine to do this? Don't you have like a truck or a tractor? Or what about your car?
Nope. All got repoed.
Oh.
Yeah, everything. You know that new guy that lives next door to you?
Yeah.
He's got a lot of nice stuff.
Really?
Oh, yeah, yeah. He's got a backhoe, a bobcat, a brush hog, front-end loader. He's got it all.
Wow.
You should make friends with that guy.
Yeah, I might.
Well, there's another little life lesson, Red. Make friends with people that can do something for you. There you go. Okay, Red, old buddy. You want to lean down there and grab that thing? Now, be careful. Just use your legs, okay? Because you don't want to getting a bad back like I got.
Well, I don't want a bad back, but I wouldn't mind one like you got.
All right. Lift her up there.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now, just walk ahead slowly, Red. See, Red.
Well,
You got to pay attention. You forgot to move the rock here. It's not going to go anywhere with the rock there.
oh.
Here, let me get it for you.
All right.
I was wondering if you're going to notice, but you didn't.
Thanks for doing that. Hope it's not too much trouble.
Oh, sorry, Harold.
You're all right. Get up.
Okay, Red, let's go.
All righty.
Just stick over by the shed there. Will you, Red? I got a guy coming to rent it a little while later.
Well, why don't we put it in the water then?
I just took it out of the water, Red. Oh, yeah, I can clip the guy for another $100 or so by launching his boat.
Oh,
You got to be thinking in this business, Red.
I guess that's why you're doing so well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Use your brain, save your muscle.
Yeah.
You know, Red, there's a lot of guys that would have done this by themselves.
That'd be crazy.
Oh, yeah. Much easier with the two of us.
Oh, boy.
Sorry.
Uncle Red, how come older men, some of them, you know, they like leave their wives and start going out with younger girls?
Because they can.
What?
No, I'm kidding, I guess. But you know, it works both ways, Harold. I hear a lot of older women are leaving their husbands and going off with younger men. Maybe there's hope for you.
Yeah. Unless they get too old to qualify.
Oh, Harold, with your personality, you won't be allowed to get old.
You know, I read an article about these younger-older relationships. It was called May-December Romance. What do they mean by that, Uncle Red?
Well, Harold, a lot of times when a couple's married a long time, they only, let's say, get intimate twice a year. Once at Christmas and once in the spring when they open up the cottage.
Are you a May-December kind of person?
Well, that's a little personal, I think, Harold. But I can answer you, I think, discreetly with 2 words. Long weekends.
Woo! All right. Long weekend. What does that mean?
Time for the Possible Edge Highland Games on this week's Adventures with Bill. Oh, boy. Wow.